Miracle, very high kill participation in this game. No surprises, of course, the way he's been playing the Prophet.
Yeah. Liquid's just trying to avoid a fight until it's nighttime. They don't want to fight into Coddle during the day.
And the BKB is done for Sylar.
BKB done for Sylar, and I believe a Blink Dagger is on the menu next for Freeze. Same kind of thing that we were saying with like the Jug. He probably wants to get one soon too, so he can just get on top of that sniper, get in the backlines on those supports.
Absolutely. See what they can find. VGJ Thunder again.
They've got a minute left on their daytime.
They really want to try and do something with it. As they know, as soon as that nighttime hits, Liquid will look to play the advantage and try and bully them away from the Roshan pit. VGJ Thunder,
they're going to make their way in.
They know, with that last bit of daytime, they need to go for this daytime Rosh play. Can Liquid contest it? They're going to smoke, they're heading over. We are going to see a clash around the pit.
Sanking's positioned on the high ground there. Breaks the smoke.
Mind control, trying to catch him out if he was hiding there, but indeed with his position on the cliff is still pretty good. Boulder Smash comes out just onto the two of them. But we're still being daytime and the heals coming from outside of the pit. VGJ Thunder, they're going to be able to do it. GH trying to come in for the steal, the Roshan down. VGJ Thunder fight it, Freeze will pick it up.
The Epi hits too.
They get the Rosh, they get the Aegis, and now Liquid, they have to get out of there. They have lost DDC as Miracle comes in from the back line, but GH will fall. VGJ Thunder making the play. They're in. During those moments of daytime, getting Roshan, getting the Aegis onto Freeze, and Liquid can't put a stop to it. And now, only a 1K lead for Liquid. VGJ Thunder swinging this entire game around, as after a blisteringly fast start from Liquid, Thunder are slowing down the pace. This Keeper of the Light, this Juggernaut combo, the way that Sylar's keeping his cool. And again, we'll see around the pit. GH, he nearly had the timing. It took some time for the Aegis to be picked up, in fact. As you see.
He got disabled, though, on the Earth Spirit. But yeah, that was a great move by Thunder. They're just taking advantage of the last moments of their daytime. They're recognizing that Liquid taking the team fights now is very difficult when they've got this BKB on the Jug. And as we were mentioning, next item for Sylar will be that Blink Dagger, as well as a Yasha for the Razor.
And he's very close as well after that.
Yeah.
Cheese ready to play. Sylar.
You can feel how much Liquid now has switched the roles around. They're on the back foot heavily in this game now.
And just looking at the individual net worth as well. You've got these three cores of Liquid and then Sylar sitting at the top. In the past, he has fallen and Liquid has done it, but this time, he really wants to hit back. They've got the cast onto GH. The Static Storm sort of being whiffed as it will catch nobody. BKB pop from Freeze, they'll head forward, take down the Earth Spirit. Assassinate will be out onto Fade. Won't be quite enough damage to beat the old man. Fade be able to ride his pony out of there.
Was that both BKBs used? No, it was just the Razors. So Liquid not having a, like we're mentioning, the Blink Dagger on the Sand King, they have that instant form of initiation in starting the fight on Thunder. While you look at Liquid's, they were more about just like getting that group up and going with the Underlord. They don't have a blink on the Earth Spirit. He's gone for the Yule, so they don't have a way to just instantly start the fight. And because of all this too, the net worth is pretty even, but the experience is the big one there. Thunder's been able to kind of split the map up more and get those higher levels.
And look at this play around mid. They're looking for Kuro, Mind Control jump forward from Yang. We'll just go for the one-man bonus trap, but it's the setup for the Omni Slash. They turn towards Mind Control, Matuma-man trying to help out the team. But Mind Control is going to be able to rift out in time. Falls to the side there by the Hurricane Pike. He's not going to make it though. And now Matuma-man's in trouble. Use the Hurricane Pike to try and save the Underlord, but it's going to cost him his own life because there's no way for him to get out. Sylar with the triple kill. This Juggernaut absolutely popping off this game, and they're finding more by the looks of it. Yang tries for the bar onto GH. They've got the cast, Maledict as well. Sylar sliding forward.
Miracle takes the racks during it though.
They are going to be stunned up by the mana. VGJ Thunder fine for, but indeed, melee racks down in the middle lane. Miracle does find the rat play, but it's cost them 4 lives. Thunder are moving in. No sniper or Earth Spirit to worry about for at least 20 or so seconds.
Miracle just has to try to keep cutting the waves and everything now, because you can feel Thunder, they're way stronger in their team fights now with all this, and it's going to be about 1 minute till day. So they could look to even threaten the high ground here. They've got the recall to bring the Razor in too.
And they're pushing in. They're not holding back in. They've still got that Aegis. Sylar cleaning out the wave. They've got all the sustain. Still is night time at the moment though, but they have that healing. Well, they have the voodoo restoration. That doesn't matter what time of day or night it is. They nearly claim the tier 3 with those siege creeps. They should find it, and they do. The catapults finish it off. VGJ Thunder claim the tier 3 tower, but they are down that melee ramps. So trades are being made, but Thunder now overall with the net worth advantage.
And it's going to be daytime in about 20 seconds too.
We'll see
Look
this
at
again.
that wraparound. Mike, I want to see how close the Dark Rift actually was to getting
It
up. It
looked
looked like it was
incredibly
about
close.
to actually finish.
Because Matuma Man here, he shoves mind control to the side to give him an extra bit of space. But
I
it just...
think it had like point something. I don't know how many
Just
seconds.
wasn't
This
enough.
just wasn't enough. Yeah, the Guardian Greaves almost saved him though there. That extra armor you get once it ticks down. Thunder leading the charge after being at a bit of a disadvantage in that early game.
Thunder in there. See what they can find around the pit. DD Rune left there. It's maybe sort of a bait.
Liquid is under all vision right now by Thunder.
Gonna bring Sylar in, jump in, but Sylar, he has managed to find the double damage ring. Pause the BKB, turns straight towards Matuma Man, mind control, go for the rift out, the Omni Slash is committed. The Omni Slash bounces though! Sylar with the RNG! He Omni Slashes across the tree line, up the cliff, and he gets the kill on Matuma Man. I mean...
I've never seen an Omni jump like that
I can't quite
far.
believe that.
That was, all right.
Sylar.
Very fortunate. And now you see...
All skill, mate.
Every time you have a Keeper of the Light with your lineup, you're able to do this. You can deal with the Nature's Prophet split push. That's why the Coddle is pretty damn good versus Furion in most stages, but bottom, Miracle, the dust.
He's caught out, he'll try and turn towards Freeze, but Freeze, he's got back up. He'll pop the BKB, a little worried there. But again, VGJ Thunder finding these crucial kills. That's 70 seconds without the threat of Miracle's Prophet pushing out your lanes.
And they can keep going for these plays, as I was just mentioning. They can TP down and respond to the Nature's Prophet constantly because you look at this Coddle, he can just recall, and they can keep pressuring other places as well.
We'll see this again. These are, I don't know how many targets he could have potentially jumped to. I think it was at least a couple. Little Monk Joe was close to...
The DD room.
And this jump could have gone to Kuro, could have gone over to Miracle, but no, over the tree line. I think bounces once on Kuro, once to Matuma Man, and gets that crucial kill, which means that Liquid aren't getting everyone home tonight. And Matuma Man, he can't quite believe it. He can't quite believe that.
2 minutes till nighttime. Thunder in a very comfortable spot now, as they have been for quite a while now, for the past like 8 minutes. Even though Miracle did get that Rax, you can just feel Liquid. They cannot take the head-on fights versus this lineup.
The high ground pushes are going to be another thing, though. There is this sniper in play.
Sniper and Underlord, yeah.
They've definitely got ways to hold the high ground, Liquid.
They do have to watch themselves, though, because of those blink daggers that were picked up by the big chorus of Thunder. They now have the 3 blinks on the chorus to just jump into the back lines and try to catch somebody. And the scan comes out. They are aware that Liquid's just in their base.
Sylar, he's waltzing around with 7k gold. He has got the butterfly queued up. He'll look to pick it up. Well, certainly pretty shortly, Miracle. Keeping eyes on Sylar.
They summon the treants. They're going for the Dark Rift
They
play.
are. They've got the silence. Sylar pretty speed. Oh, they brought in a whole team. Jeez.
He's got BKB, though.
He's got to get out of that. He's running himself away. Hiroki may be looking for the vision for a glimpse play. Can he quite find it? In fact, Sylar jumps in. He's like, you want me? I'll come and get you. Epicenter from Yang. They're trying to fight back here. Yang falling pretty low though. Now Sylar is without Flame Fury. Having everybody on. He slashes himself just before the static storm comes down. There's still 4 heroes
now
here.
Liquid's all here.
He's going to pop the cheese. Sylar, can he keep himself alive? He can't. Liquid get the Juggernaut kill. They've taken down Sylar for 80 seconds, and now more casualties from VGJ Thunder. They lose DDC. There's a buyback from the Sand King, but he's brought back, trying to get in. They're trying to fight Matuma Man. Can Thunder hold this fight? They're looking towards Matuma. Matuma Man's turning though. Looks towards Yang. He's keeping his distance. They're all buying back here. Thunder wanting to get into this assassinate. It's the face of the Razor. Matuma Man peeps down Freeze. Yang hiding on the sideline. They're trying to get the vision hit. His position in the trees will keep him just safe enough. And in fact, Fade and DDC, they do find Matuma. They're able to take the sniper away. But they are now without the Juggernaut for 50.
Miracle's looking for more.
Quick force and a Glimmer Cape onto the Coddle keeps him safe. Fade will be fine for now. And Yang will be recalled back to the high ground.
What a crazy set of plays coming out there. The teamwork by Liquid there with the Nature's Prophet, allowing his team to all Dark Rift up.
But now Liquid, they've got the advantage. They've got this pushing potential. Freeze can buy back, and he will. He needs to get in on this one. Yang opening up. If they can kill Miracle, it'll be huge. A big knockback there from the Coddle, keeping Freeze close with a glimpse for Kuro. Takes Freeze back to base, gets the space for Miracle to get out.
Freeze knew he had to buy back, though. They're aware that if Liquid is able to claim a couple Raxes, that's where the game can start to be hard. When you're playing versus Nature's Prophet, if you lose Raxes, sure you have the Coddle, so you can do the recall plays constantly, but Siler committed for the Butterfly. So they had to do that just to make sure that they don't lose the Rax.
And as we saw there, so in total, that whole sort of series of events ending up in Thunder expending 4 buybacks. Liquid only had to do 1 to swim Miracle. So if Liquid can punish this sort of pace to get there, is the Roshan available as well. So especially if Liquid can get into the pit, maybe take it without the Warrior of Thunder contesting, because of the fact they do have 4 buybacks unavailable, then they can try and go for the GG push. But Thunder still holding him for now, and as you say, Salah, because he didn't have the money, couldn't do it last fight, so at this rate, he at the least should have a second chance.
Liquid's in the pit now.
With the buybacks, but yeah, they're into this pit. Thunder, they're not going to be heading this way anytime soon. So Liquid will be able to find this. It is the 3rd Roshan. Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher Shard ready for the team.
Kuroki's queued up, and Aghanims next on the Disruptor. That's going to be that could be very crucial for them to pick off, in particular, that Jug, because they've got the Yule setups on both the Earth Spirit as well as the Disruptor. So Yule's into Static Storm with Aghanims. You can't do anything about that. And GH now finally has his Blink Dagger finished on this Earth Spirit for Liquid to get those initiations. Close game.
Liquid back, certainly with the slight advantage having these Roshan consumables. And that much less of a worry of their overall buyback statuses.
That was that's such a cool play there. They did the same thing in the last game with the Underlord when they were using the Lone Druid Bear to try to just get the number advantage constantly, and they did it there too. Nature's Prophet, Underlord TP, just trying to catch Thunder off guard. So nighttime, go for another 2 minutes.
I mean, what is the player for Thunder? Is it, do you want to get aggressive, or because of those buybacks you absolutely can't? You have to wait for Liquid to go for a high ground push and then try and defend?
They have to get it's all about numbers. They have to be grouped up. They can't just go 1 by 1 like they did in that last time. That's why Liquid was able to force all those buybacks and force the fight so nicely. They really need that daytime. It does make it a lot harder though, because in the last few situations, the reason they were able to kill Matu beforehand was because he didn't have a BKB. So now with that BKB, he can be able to avoid that instant stun by the Sand King.
Starting to sweep over.
Liquid, they're smoked. They know where Thunder is positioned at the moment because of that ward.
And they get a catch. GH jumps in. DDC the double force there, trying to get the Witch Doctor back to safety. They have the vision for the glimpse. DDC will get dragged back. A man down for 80 seconds. May just be the Witch Doctor, but this push that Liquid can achieve with the Aegis Cheese Refresher Shard, they need everything that they can get Thunder to have a chance at holding this back. It's Liquid. They've shoved up to the high ground. Tier 3 tower, a couple of pokes from the Treants will do it. The Rax now exposed. Timmerman poking at them from the sidelines. Feels like he's missing every hit there. Backdoor protection will momentarily kick back in, but another wave. Back in range. And the jump forward, GH, they're going to open up the fight, goes straight away with the 2-man silence as well. He's pulled out Sylar, jump in though, epicenter from Yang. They're committing immediately on top of Miracle. Miracle wants the cheese, he's still going to be able to survive for now. They've found Freeze, they've lost the Razor. Omni slash though from Sylar, pretty damn huge. The Solar Crest from Mind Control helping out Miracle, but it's not enough. They've lost Miracle, they've lost Mind Control. Silence found a double kill, but Thunder have lost 3. Matuma jumped upon Sylar with a Blade Fury blink. Takes the Aegis out of the hands of the sniper. Buyback from Mind Control, he wants to get back into the fight to help out his teammates. Witch Doctor's going to be back in 10. There's the Assassinate. Huddled down, Sylar.
All the buybacks.
He's the only one left alive, and sure, Miracle's down without buyback, but with 4 heroes on Liquid, they can push in, claim the second lane of Rax. And now they'll move down for the 3rd. Sylar trying to commit onto GH, but he doesn't have the BKB. He's been silenced, stunned up. The Glimmer Cape coming through. Can they keep Sylar alive? He gets the chance for the Blade Fury, trying to back up. The paralyzing cast bouncing up. The Timmerman holding back the sniper. Sylar will be fine for now. DDC TP's back.
And Thunder, because they have to use all those buybacks earlier, they only have 2 heroes right now versus 4 of Liquid. And Liquid, they're looking for the Megas.
They will shortly have the BKB available again on Sylar. They do have Fortification, Thunder. DDC trying to head forward, but he goes straight into the pit of his death. Sylar's going to jump in onto Matuma Man, but again, Mind Control pops the Solar Crest down onto Matuma. Matuma will be fine. Kuroki with self-fuels. He'll be okay. GH trying to keep himself to the side. Sylar being forced back to the base. He's got the healing ward in the tree line, so he can look to turn. Instant smash and silence the static storm as well. Though Sylar held in place. He doesn't have BKB. They've controlled him. Sylar down, but he has buyback. 5 seconds, and he will have teammates as well. Sylar instantly chasing them down. He wants to keep this Rax alive. Jump forward from Freeze, but Freeze glimpse back. Will put the BKB so he can commit onto Kuroki. Kuroki will be found. They've got the Burrow Strike onto Matumba. Thunder.
The throne is dying though. It's 2,000 HP. There's creeps on it.
Defend the Ancient boys.
Don't make it in time.
Got a little bit awkward there.
Down to 900 HP.
Not the way they want to lose the game, Thunder. But they hold. They keep those bottom sets of Rax alive. They're able to push Liquid away.
They're going for the game end here.
They are. They're buying back on Matuma Man. They want to force this Liquid.
Look at Miracle. Miracle's even TPing into the base right now.
They're going all in. See what they can find here. Already, Miracle in the base, but
he's
they
getting
found
the
him.
rift going. He's getting the rift coming with the treants.
They need the backup. They want to just go for the game ender here. Liquid, here comes the team. They're looking towards the Ancient, and they're going to be able to do it. That's game over. Liquid close things up there. They see the opportunity, and they do not hesitate to take it. Jumping in with those buybacks, rifting in, and ending the game. Wow, bit of a crazy one there.
I really like the way that they play with that Dark Rift, with that Underlord. In the game before, they did it with the Lone Druid, now they did it with the Treants there, and they were able to actually just tank up. You saw like you mentioned a couple of times in the fight, like the Solar Crest being thrown on Matuma Man, everything to try to keep this sniper long enough, because once they know that the BKB on that Jug gets low, once it wears off, they've got the damage mitigation coming out from that Underlord, that they're actually just able to take the fights and just outnumber Thunder constantly. And because Thunder actually had to use all those 4 buybacks earlier, because when Sylar died and didn't have buyback, it bit them in the ass constantly a bit at the end there, because they couldn't buy back. They lost all their heroes, and Liquid were able to outnumber them because of that Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher Shard and the Dark Rift play.
That is, yeah,
that
absolutely. That little play at the end, that's sort of the difference between a great team and a good team. A lot of teams at that situation, they may not have looked to just get themselves in there and end it. They may have held back, they had a few people dead. There wasn't really any pressure on Liquid to expend those buybacks and want Matuma Man and Kuro to just get everything in for the push. Matuma Man, of course, also picking up a Desolator at the end to speed up the level. They took the Ancient. But very, very sort of quick heads-up play, and Liquid do it here. They're able to take the 2-0. But Thunder, this match, they certainly showed a lot of chance. Sylar, he really put the effort in to keep this one going.
It really did feel like how important the Roshan was in this one. Yeah. Like, right, when Vici did have the Rosh, they kind of had that advantage going for them, but then Liquid were able to stall it out, and with these like cheeky plays from Miracle, cutting the waves and whatnot, was enough for them to actually come back.
Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Quite a game 2, but the end of it all, Liquid will take it as they knock VGJ Thunder out 2-0.
Yes, indeed, another victory for West meets East in this bracket. Playoff bracket, play-in bracket, breakout bracket, whatever you want to call it. Liquid were again victorious, but they had a little bit more of a fight that time around. VGJ Thunder, however, do depart. The tournament is going to have thoughts now from Winter, Jack, and Kyle. Kyle, it was a better game, at least, if nothing else.
I have so much to say about that game, but I gotta share. Anyway, thing I love about Liquid, say whatever you want about their drafts, their play at times. They 100% are always playing to win. And when you get to TI, that's why they're champions, because you can't play not to lose. You gotta play to win. And that move to go for the throne, we're here thinking like, ooh, is this the play? Hell yeah, it's the play. They even buy a death zone, they BKB up, they kill the throne, they know there's no glitch. That's championship notice.
For many parts of this game, for the early part of this game, at this point in the game, Winter, this looked pretty much like another stomp, didn't it?
Yep, the Earth Spirit plus Prophet combination was just way too much for VGJ Thunder to handle at the start. I mean, the Sand King still, he did quite a good move for his team. When he didn't have Dagger, he was like moving around to fight because he realized, oh my god, this Earth Spirit and Prophet is just causing so much havoc, and he tried to help his team. Didn't really work out. But after that, I would say Liquid had a really decisive advantage, tried to chase up a high ground with no vision, and paid a huge price for it.
Yeah, it did. And it did it more than once as well. From this point on in the game, though, Jack, it swung back around, and it seemed like Liquid were just walking into the wrong fights time after time.
Yeah, we're talking about how Liquid will have this trade-off where they'll give up some of the team fight and synergy in order to abuse the lanes. In this case, it's less about the static lanes, but the extreme mobility that their draft had. So you talk about Underlord, a core Nature's Prophet, who's a little bit stronger, hits those timings, and gets the ults sooner. You talk about the Sniper, who also offers mobility in the sense that he can very easily get to any fight from very far away, a screen or two away, and he can walk in and contribute to those fights. So you add that, that means if you look at the Liquid map movements early in this game, they're just going, those Radiant arrows are just all over the place, top and bottom. That's how they end up swinging the lanes in their favor, just having extreme mobility. But at some point in this game, the superior team fight, the more balanced team fight lineup of Thunder was able to bring them back into this game. A Liquid mistake or two kind of gave Thunder a chance. And then, they always talk about how, you know, some of these players, some of these Chinese players, maybe they're a little bit too safe. Maybe they're not willing to take risks. Well, Sylar is the guy who's always willing to go pick up that rapier, even if not necessary. He's always willing to just kind of go YOLO into these fights. He did this again top with the Juggernaut, and I think that's what put his team in that position to actually end up losing this game, because his teammates couldn't support him in time, and they committed a bunch of buybacks, and that was the opening that Liquid needed. Yeah,
they're looking to get back into it, and obviously this great play at the end finished things off. Kara was fantastic though.
It was, and the thing I've noticed now after watching 2 consecutive series of East vs West, I think part of the reason that Liquid EG, their drafts just seem to have more to them, is that they're focusing a lot more on low cooldown, high damage AoE abilities. There was a moment in that game where you had like a Disruptor ult and a kinetic field, you had an Underlord pit and a Q and a Shrapnel, okay? And they're covering like nearly half the screen in just damage. And while they don't have like tons of direct disables, they have a lot of like low cooldown, high damage spells. So they don't really have to play around the Epicenter, the Omni Slash, the Witch Doctor ult. They don't rely on a link. They're just casting spells over and over, and they also have the ability to buy teamfight items, which is something that the VGJ draft didn't have, which is why that Kata Lags was such a huge timing, because they don't actually have the ability to itemize to reduce any damage.
All right, we're going to get some results now from Team Liquid.
Congratulations to you guys. And in the first game, you gave VGG Thunder Lycan. We know you play a good Lycan, and Sailor play a good Lycan as well. In Chinese Dota scene, no one gives them Lycan, but how do you feel to beat them with Lycan?
I mean, they are pretty cocky to think that they can, you know, trick the real Lycan player here, you know. I played this hero so much that I kind of know the counters and what's the hero about, what is his weakness, so I wasn't really afraid of their Lycan.
我觉得他们想的有点太简单了，因为我自己狼人就打得非常好，然后我也清楚所有狼人的优点和弱点，所以针对他们的狼人，我们有了很好的准备，然后就把他们打败了。
那么说到准备，我们也是发现 Liquid 在小组赛到现在为止一直在玩一些花板形式，中单拉里克呀、大哥先知啊等等。他们是抱着一个什么样的心态到目前为止认真了几分？
So throughout the group stage, you guys have tried a lot of different heroes. For example, Miracle played mid Rubik, and he played carry Fury on this game. Did you guys? Is this like 10? How do I say? Are you guys really like trying something new? I guess 100% serious with your draft.
We try to be 100% serious with our drafts. Sometimes we go a bit overboard. What we try a lot of new things to keep the game like fresh for us, because like we played so long, and we want to, you know, enjoy ourselves while we play as well. It's not about just winning for us. So this Prophet was, for example, it was practiced. It wasn't just done like let's just YOLO it. No, it was practiced.
我觉得我们还是非常认真的，尤其是做到 BP 的时候，那肯定是觉得这个英雄比较好，所以才会把它选出来。然后我们也是因为打了太多比赛，所以想要在获胜的同时能够取得一些新鲜感。这个像这把的这个大哥先知的话，肯定是我们练过的，我们练过才会来选，不是说就是我们随便想选就拿出来玩的。
当然玩打DotA为了开心很重要，为了赢也很重要。那么最后火枪去拆家的瞬间，想问一下心理活动是怎么样的？是不是很紧张？如果万一失败了怎么办？
Talking about the last play, the buyback and go for the throne straight away. What is your mindset for the team that time? Who made that decision, and what if it failed? Have you guys ever think about that possibility?
I mean, we, as a professional Dota 2 players, we talk a lot in the game and we give information. Like someone said, like, do they have life? No, and the armor was like, oh shit, I'm gonna like TP in and just get the racks and like. Then MC told him, just spawn 3 ends. We're gonna all like buy back, and then we're gonna TP in and hit the throne together, and it worked out
就是我们是职业DotA 2选手，然后当时判断了一下局势 ，Miracle 的话是直接说我受不了了，我想直接过去把他们家给拆了。然后 MC 就说兄弟你买活了之后招少数人，我带着兄弟全部买货一起过来，然后我们就成功了。
非常脾气非常暴躁的选手。好的，十分感谢马兔班班接受我们的采访。那么我们接下来呢，还是照常进行的一个微博战队应援的环节。那么首先我们也是请出我们李小姐拿出这个由我们官方准备的一个亚洲邀请赛的官方夹克，然后由马兔帮我们把名字签上，然后再由他亲手抽出在微博上面支持 Liquid 战队的粉丝，然后抽一个来到现场的一个粉丝的票根。这样的话，抽到的幸运粉丝就可以拿着你的票到我们的这个长廊去找我们问询处去兑奖。好的，我们看一下这位幸运观众是谁好了。16排12座，看台109区，看台109区的16排12座。那么恭喜这位观众朋友可以到我们的长廊处的问询处去兑换由马兔慢慢亲手签名的一个夹克。好的，非常感谢马兔接受我们采访，希望你们能够有更加精彩的表现。
Lassie YOLO Man, as he's normally called in the team, with the interview there. He said in there, it's just what professional Dota 2 players, as if it was nothing, right? You pointed out it's championship kind of stuff that happened. He just thinks it's what any team would normally do. It's not, is it?
I think the interesting part is I'm sure that that call is made by 3 different players' decision making and information, and that's what's necessary. It's your captain is very important. It outlines the game plan, creates your drafts, but at a certain point, your core players need to be looked to read the map in the game and act decisively. And that's something all 3 of Liquid's cores are willing to do. And part of the reason why we saw a TI7, each one of them individually carrying his team.
You know when you say that, I've talked to many players where captain players specifically, they rage a lot during the mid to late game because they were like, I've been doing all the calls early to mid game, but there is no way a position 5A calls like a late game fight. Can you guys tell me when we can fight? And I always get this from players. Can you guys tell me when should we fight? When can we fight? Where can we fight? This is very important during the mid to late game. The cores have to step up and control the game.
There's a lot of trust involved, isn't there, within the team communications, that you're not just going to rely on one person to do that, and it's actually anyone has a voice.
Yeah. You can't just default to farming as the course, right? Because the captain is not going to make that decision for you from the support position. It's your job to know when you're strong, when you can take objectives, when you can beat the other course, or what conditions you want to fight under. So again, like the one thing you can do is, instead of telling everyone what to do, you just provide the information for decision, right? So one person talks about the
Glyph is done.
They talk about the cooldowns. They talk about how they're going to get into this fight. It's very quick, and then if things work out, you don't have to talk through every step, but that trust is there.
I love the connection between the players. It's just not something we talk about enough, I don't think. MVP for this one, gents? Who are you going to pick out?
Spirit and Furion. I don't know. I think
between those two,
both of them connected in so many plays. I just felt like, I mean, they kind of single-handedly ended disrupted. The 3 of them connected in so many plays that they just carried the game. So I think Miracle and the Furion, I would give it to him.
Yeah,
I would agree. And no matter how much they might have struggled in the group stage, I think this series really demonstrates why VP says the only team they fear is Liquid. And on point, this is one of the scariest teams in Dota 2.
I'm glad you brought that up, because whilst this man might be your MVP, guess who Liquid have there?
We do. I'm really looking forward to that series. That is going to be so hype. And I think our next series is Optic IG and then Super Gucci. I won't be here. I just want to make the final comment that these Western teams are using these cheap spells and having a hero, not cheap as in a broken, but they don't cost much and cooldown mana, and the ability to buy items that reduce the amount of damage the enemy team can do. China does not seem to be caught up to that, and I think it's a big part of the reason these are.
You know, China used to pick Darkseer a lot back in the day, and Pitlor is the new Darkseer.
Much better. Globally teleporting.
I was going to say, yes, a more mobile version of the same thing. We're going to head to a break right now. We have our 3rd series coming up. If you've missed the first one, it's just whiz pie. So you definitely don't want to miss the rest of the day. Optic Gaming almost got through to avoid this particular breakout bracket, but not quite. So instead, they're going to have to take on last year's DAC champions. That's coming next.
Ta-da-ta-ta.
welcome back to Shanghai for live coverage of the Dota 2 Asian Championship presented by Perfect World. Is halfway through the day already. Yeah, that's right. We're already halfway through, thanks to Liquid and EG being very thorough in their victory. We're going to move on to our third game of the day. Again, it's another East versus West. Can China finally get a team through to the upper bracket quarterfinals? They've been searching hard. So far, only LGD are in there. They're looking for their second team right now. They've only got 2 more chances, and it would be a shame on home soil to see so many drop. It's Optic going head-to-head with IG, last year's champions, of course, at DAC, but a very different-looking version of Invictus Gaming this time round. We've changed our panel members up by 1. We say goodbye to Kyle. We say hello to Capitalist, who's joined Winter and Jack. Happy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good upgrade to the panel, right?
Perfect upgrade, Frank.
Thank you, thank you.
Apparently I'm not allowed to do that anymore, though. With these two, I don't know what to say, really, because like, on one hand you think, well, one shouldn't have been here in Optic, and the other one perhaps quite lucky to be here, not being the bottom 2. So we're going to get your thoughts on that in just a moment, but why don't we head over to the stage right now for some team introductions.
Welcome on stage, Invictus Gaming. Welcome on stage, Optic Gaming.
Optic Gaming then getting ready to fight off against Invictus Gaming with plenty of weapons on the introduction as well. And plenty of weapons on this panel right now. Some sharp people in front of me, including Cap.
I'm just going to say,
yes,
real quickly,
yes,
maybe if someone can pass this on, translate it, pass it over to the Chinese crowd.
Yes.
They better get used to cheering for a Chinese or for a Western team, excuse me, because if the day goes as planned, they're not going to have a whole lot of Chinese teams to cheer for. So they might as well start getting used to it, you know?